Hello and welcome to another episode of What to Pick. In this video series I go over a few different starting hands and explain what I would pick and why. And first starting hand of today is just base game and preludes. The next one will then include Venus, and the last one will be a colonies hand. So we have some variation or some variety. So first off, base game and preludes. Cheung Mars generally is pretty strong, stronger than Saturn. But let's see what we got. On Tharsis, I like Aquifer Turbines for the 2 cards, if we want that. And yeah, I think Smelting Plant often is a bit better than Martian Industries, especially if we already have power. This is not with colonies, so we don't need the 3 power necessarily. Maybe we need it based on our starting hand, but it doesn't look like it. Okay, definitely nothing here for Saturn systems. There's not a single Jovian tag on our starting hand. I think there's not that much synergy on this starting hand, and we're basically just picking the best cards that we got. We got Nuke Zone, Throwing a Comet, Lichen, Business Contact, Plantation. You could think about Fusion Power. We already have 1 power tag on Aquifer Turbines. It has a discount on it, and it has a science tag that we could use for Plantation. So it's better than usual. We have nothing to spend our steel on immediately. We could pick up rover construction for builder, and it's a bit cheaper for Cheung Mars. I wouldn't immediately play it probably. So probably I would pick these 7 cards, place Aquifer Turbines on the cards, and if we don't find anything great there, I'd play Business Contacts. No reason to pick Lone basically ever, and then I think Smelting Plant is better than Martian here. If Martian had a power tag, I'd be inclined to pick it for fusion power, but it doesn't. Let's actually see what we draw and how we would go from there, because I think the starting hand was pretty simple. So whatever the AI does here doesn't really matter. Can just ignore that. Second player, so the Aquifer Turbines on 2 cards wasn't that safe, but we got it. Let the AI do their thing. Okay, Corporate Stronghold in a weird spot. And Center Project Power Plant, also some weird AI play. Alright, we got Trees and Birds. Pretty good cards, but nothing we can play early on. So I would definitely just rip the Business Contacts here and see what we get. I would probably... So nothing that we would love to see here. Good cards, but still nothing that we can really play early on. I would probably pick the 2 best out of these, which I consider to be Open City and Urbanized. And then I would just probably get down Nuke Zone on this card. And I think we can stop here, just take a look at the card we got. Building Industries. That's actually a pretty good draw, something to do with the power we got. So I would definitely get that down. And from there you can decide, you don't have to play rover construction here. The opponent is out of money, so they can't get another city down this gen. And next gen, you're the first player, so if you really want, you can get it down then. But I would just rather save my steel and hopefully get 1 more power tag so we can get fusion power down and have some respectable power prod, and then 2 science tags to get plantation down. Although the rush, there is not really a rush to get plantation down. We don't have a clear route towards Gardener, although plantation and towing a comet gets us to 6 plants, so that's something at least. That could have been a consideration as well. Put this ocean on 2 plants, and then plantation and towing gets you to 8. But how are you getting this plantation down if you don't draw another science tag or power tag? So yeah, I'm Happy with how we played this out. And yeah, from here, we discussed how you would go along, I think. But yeah, let's get to the second starting hand. And obviously, on our Venus next hand, we get Aphrodite, which is one of the worst corps in the game. Up against Helion. Let's see what we get. So Business Empire is pretty good. Unimi Contractor is pretty good. There's nothing for Helion here. Absolutely nothing. I actually think I'm going to pick Aphrodite here. It has a bit better starting capital. Economy is not as good because you have no prod, basically. You have the plant prod instead of the heat/MC prod here. But the cool thing about Aphrodite here is it has a Venus tag. And together with Deuterium Export, which is, I would say, a pretty good card, you get 2 Venus tags and can then play Venus Governor. And that way you are on a really good way towards Venophile. So I'd probably go that route. We are playing on Hellas this time. So also nothing really here to convince me to go Helion. Hellas means tardigrades is significantly better than on Tharsis because there's eccentric, and this is basically, if you play this Gen 1, that's 10 resources on tardigrades, more or less. Business Network is a no-brainer. You like that card draw. Then we have a lot of trash cards here. Caretaker Contract, never pick this out of your starting hand. Aerosport Tournament, never pick this out of your starting hand. Red Suits, never pick this out of your starting hand. Windmills is a fine card in the mid game, but never pick this out of your starting hand. Geothermal is pretty good. I would keep that. It's just... oh, would I keep that? Yeah, I guess I would. I wanted to say... First, I wanted to say it's efficient power prod, so that's nice. But then I remembered we have Deuterium Export, so we already got that power prod, and we want to get this down for the Venus Governor. But this is the map with Energizer. So you can work your way towards it with Deuterium Export, and then maybe play Geothermal to secure it. Gene Repair is an alright card, but we have not a single science tag here, so I think I wouldn't keep it. So yeah, I would probably... I think this is, again, a really easy decision. Don't think I would go Helion here. These two are clearly the best preludes on this out of this set. You have card draw, you have power prod, you have more power prod for Energizer, you have tardigrades for eccentric, you have the Venus Governor for cheap development and the Venophile optionality. So yeah, I think this was a pretty easy decision. Let's hop straight over to hand number 3. We got the worst corp for Venus next, so we also get the worst corp for colonies. That makes sense. Stormcraft. And this time it's up against the top tier one out of the base game, so highly unlikely we pick it. So Credicor we go. We are this time on Elysium. And yeah, pretty easy decision for the preludes because of specialists. We definitely want to go Allied Bank and Business Empire. Also Great Aquifer, which is usually a really good prelude. Not as good on this map because the oceans are just not as good. And biofuels is usually a bad prelude. We are second player, so we could lose the milestone, but it's highly unlikely with this start. Mining Colony, Chef's Kiss, really strong card. I mean, almost all, like basically all but 2 of the colony placing cards are top tier. And Mining Colony is one that is pretty good. It's not one of the best ones, but it's pretty good. And for Credicor, it is extra good because you get a 4MC rebate. You can think about Callisto Penal Mines. We have a really good economy, and we are Credicor, so we get money back on this. I like this combo, even though we have no other science tags. Let's see what colonies there are. No Pluto. Okay, no free card draw. But we are really rich as Credicor, so I would like to keep these two. If we get 2 more science tags, we can get red spot down for card draw. And with floater tag, it's 1 card draw per gen, plus the 2 on here. That's pretty good. Installation, never pick this out of your starting hand. Arrow break, ammonia asteroid. I wouldn't say never pick this out of your starting hand, but basically never pick this out of your starting hand. It's really bad. Corporate stronghold, I don't see a reason for it this game. Flooding gives some good optionality. I'd say we can keep it. Penguins is a 1-point animal. I like them. Mining area, there's a lot of good spaces where you can put it on this map. We don't have a tile right now, but we might find one. We have 54 money after preludes. Minus 21 is 33. So we have enough to play this for 16. So we have 17 left. We couldn't afford this even if we kept like 1 less card. So I think just mining colony Gen 1. We probably want to put that on Triton. If we put it on Triton, we can actually play Callisto Penal Mines afterwards, right? We have 33 after preludes and buying our cards. So we play Mining Colony for 16. We have 17 left plus 9 from Triton. That's 26, so enough to play Callisto Penal Mines. So yeah, I like the start with Credicor. You get basically a guaranteed milestone. You probably don't need to pick it up in Gen 1, so you can play these two, because you first play in Gen 2, and then you just pick it up as your first action in Gen 2. So you get a free milestone in Specialist, you get really good development with your 2 preludes with Mining Colony and Callisto Penal Mines. And if you find 2 more science tags, you get card draw as well. So this looks like a really good engine setup. What you're missing is 2 more science tags, and you're missing power prod to trade. It's not super crucial to find power prod here, because the only thing you can really pick up with these colonies, at least with the 2 really good ones here, is more cash, basically, and we already have great economy. But we definitely want to find colony placing cards, we want to find power prod, and maybe find a microbe combo, so we can score off of this Enceladus. One thing to keep in mind, next gen, we can actually trade for money with Europa for 1 power prod if we want. It's 2 MC cheaper than the standard project. So keep that in mind always. But yeah, I think this is once again a pretty easy decision. Firstly, on the Corp, no reason to go Stormcraft. Then here, pretty easy decision on these 2 to go for Specialist. Mining Colony, great. Flooding, good optionality. Penguins, 1-point animal. Callisto Penal Mines because we're Credicor. Mining area, good optionality, and these 2 for card draw. So yeah, pretty strong start. You're lacking card draw, but if you can get this down, you're set. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Definitely let me know in the comments whether you agree with my ratings or with my picks for these starting hands. I had my rating Terraforming Mars cards outro there, set on autoplay basically. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you would have picked in these situations. And if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and consider subscribing. And I see you in the next one, hopefully. Have a good one, guys, and goodbye.